Hi everyone, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, all.
Good evening,
This
sir.
ongoing KP astrology class. This is going to be our lesson number 16. और hopefully now बीच में कुछ predictions छोड़ करके हम हट गए थे and we had थोड़ा basics पे we were concentrating on and trying to understand the significators. So coming back to predictions, we have done longevity, we are over with marriage. One or two residual things, maybe, kabhi type of bride or the husband coming in, that I'll send up in my uh, write up, or we can discuss it when we have a miscellaneous class at the end, because काफी हमने वो दो तीन classes में divert कर दिया है. So we are going to uh, continue with predictions. Okay. So today our next topic is going to be progeny or childbirth. Childbirth, it's a very important topic, like marriage, like any other topic. All topics are important, but progeny is very important. So there are some rules regarding progeny. So I'm going to share the write up, okay, with you all. So the rules on childbirth or progeny. हिंदी में बोल दूं तो ये आज का क्लास आज का क्लास क्या हो रहा है? What is happening? क्या हो गया? Okay, we'll start sharing. आप लोग देख पा रहे हैं?
Yes, sir. You are able to see.
Okay, okay,
I am able to see that.
okay, okay. Where are the? One sec. What happened to the photos? Gallery, speaker. One second, okay? Something. Okay, so see now I have written progeny or childbirth. हिंदी में बोलें तो बच्चे की पैदाइश. हाँ, तो आज का टॉपिक हमारा है बच्चे की पैदाइश हम कैसे देखेंगे. ये बहुत कॉमन क्वेश्चन होता है और somehow I get the feeling that these days this is a pressing problem, more pressing than it used to be in the past. For reasons I don't know, but अभी कुछ ज़्यादा ही हो गया है, थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम ज़्यादा हो गई हैं. Maybe due to lifestyle changes, etc., etc. So and तो इसीलिए आप देखते होंगे IVF वगैरह का भी बहुत प्रचलन हो गया है. So anyway, so progeny oblique child slash childbirth. So number one, for childbirth slash progeny, the principal cusp is the fifth cusp of the wife. The promise of childbirth is checked from the signification of the sublord of the fifth cusp. That is, if the fifth cuspal sublord has connections with 11th and or second comma, fifth childbirth is promised. If the fifth cuspal sublord is connected both with childbirth houses and also with the negating houses 1, 4, and 10, there may be difficulties, delay in childbirth. If the fifth cuspal sublord is connected only with the negating houses, childbirth could be denied. Connection of the fifth cuspal sublord or significators for progeny with barren signs. Okay, this is important. With barren signs, which are the barren signs? Aries, Gemini, Leo, and Virgo. Okay, is not good and complications or denial may be there. ये चार जो साइंस होते हैं ना, एरीज, जेमिनी, लियो एंड वर्गो, मेष, मिथुन, सिंह और कन्या, इनको हम बैरन साइंस, दे आर नॉट फ्रूटफुल साइंस. और अगर सिग्निफिकेटर्स का या फिफ्थ कस्पल सबलॉर्ड का कनेक्शन है with any of these four signs, they are barren signs, then there could be a problem in childbirth. There could be a problem, or childbirth may also be denied. Conception or delivery will generally take place in the combined dasas of 2, 5, 11. At times, 2 may be absent. Please note, okay? At times, 2 may be altogether, in fact, absent from childbirth. This is also a possibility hoti hai. Okay, number 6, if Ketu appears as fifth cuspal sublord or is intimately connected as a significator, chances of miscarriage / abortions are always there, as Ketu is known as the abortive planet and the planet of miseries. If the husband's horoscope is presented for analysis, judge the cuspal sublord of the 11th cusp, as it is the fifth cusp of the wife in the husband's horoscope. 11th cusp, if you count, is the fifth cusp from the 7th, which is the cusp of the spouse in any horoscope. Don't dismiss the horoscope as no progeny unless and until you find the fifth cusp signifying only the fourth cusp without any significations, connections with second or 11th. Second may not be that important, but 11th is important. So just don't dismiss any horoscope saying that there will be no childbirth unless and until fifth cusp is in fact strongly only indicating the fourth house or even the first and the 10th. If it is outright denial, then fifth cuspal sublord will generally be denying all the all the child giving houses. Number 9, if connections are there with the 8th house, 12th house, Mars, Ketu, Rahu, chances of complications, surgery, C-section, etc. cannot be ruled out, as Mars is Karaka for surgeries and 12th house for hospitalization. Even the 8th house also represents hospitalization. The 6th house connection is also not a good sign, as it may indicate connections with other diseases, which may affect childbirth. Number 10, absence / connections of the second house with the fifth cusp does not rule out childbirth. In such cases, the child may be an illegitimate child. That means not a member of the family. In such cases, the child may be an illegitimate child, as the absence of the second cusp rules out addition of a family member to one's family, which is not there legally speaking if the child is illegitimate. In such cases, connections with 8th and 12th house will also be there, as it indicates loss of reputation or scandalous circumstances. So this is an important point. Keep this in mind. Okay. Connection of Neptune, Pluto, Uranus is not considered good. Jupiter, Venus, Moon, Sun appearing as the main significators indicate complication-free childbirth, as opposed to Ketu, Mars, Rahu, Saturn becoming significators. Male issues are indicated by domination of male planets, especially the Putrakarak Jupiter and Sun. Okay. This domination could be at the significator level, at the Dasha, Antar Dasha, Pratyantar Dasha level, or if you are relying on the ruling planets at the ruling planets level. Wherever there's a, there is a majority domination of male planets, then male issue could be indicated. So these are the rules regarding childbirth. And another thing before we proceed, see, when it comes to horary astrology, you remember I had spelled out a rule in horary astrology regarding retrograde planets, where the cuspal sublord of the primary cusp for any event, if it is retrograde, then or the significators are retrograde, then the event does not take place till the planet is retrograde, till it comes back to direct motion. And if the if the cuspal sublord of the primary cusp is in the star of a planet sitting in a retrograde planet nakshatra, then the event is ruled out. These two rules I had told you, okay? But see, in childbirth, Krishnamurti ji has laid down three rules, okay? If you have his sixth reader, which is on horary astrology, on page number 192, in new editions, the page number may be different. He lays down three rules. The question is, any child for me, okay? Question mark, who is sterile? So he lays down three rules. The sublord of the fifth cusp is not retrograde. That is one condition. It is not posited in a constellation of a retrograde planet. This is condition number two. This already we have discussed. Number three, it is a significator of either second, fifth, or 11th house. And he goes on to say that if any one of these three conditions is not satisfied, one will not be able to produce a child at all. So here, I don't know why he has made an exception. He straight away says that, if the fifth cuspal sublord is retrograde, or of course, if it is in the star of a retrograde planet, or if it does not signify either the second, fifth, or 11th house, if any one of these three conditions is not fulfilled, childbirth is denied. This is what he has laid down. But note of caution, as I have told you, although I have found this, to be working in a number of cases that I have dealt with, I have found this to be correct. But a word of caution, Krishnamurti ji ka अक्सर देखा गया है कि he has written something at one place, and the same topic or the same type of prediction, say for example in childbirth, somewhere else in some other book or some other reader, he may differ with the rules that he states here. I don't remember if he has done this in any other reader, but this is a page number you can note down, 192. You'll find it, okay, in sixth reader of Krishnamurti Paddhati. Or if in the new edition, page number is different, in the section where childbirth is dealt with. Okay, because nothing has changed in the readers. No editing, no proofreading, nothing has been done, so it will remain the same. So anyway, we'll proceed. Any questions on this write-up, these rules, regarding these rules, or am I clear?
सर ट्विन्स का भी होगा कुछ?
हाँ जी,
ट्विन्स होते हैं जो?
हाँ, ट्विन्स का होगा, उसको बाद में आएंगे। ट्विन्स का एग्जांपल आज नहीं लेंगे,
ठीक है।
ट्विन्स का एग्जांपल उसमें अगर मरकरी आता है, अच्छा बता देते हैं रूल, हम लिखे नहीं है। अगर मरकरी आता है, डुअल प्लैनेट, मेनली मरकरी, अगर कस्पल सबलॉर्ड अगर आता है fifth house ka, and if it is also signifying very strongly, all the three houses, all the three main houses, if the fifth cuspal is signifying all the three main houses, that is 2, 5, and 11, then chances of twin births will be there, okay, because Mercury is a dual planet. And at the same time, plurality of dual houses also, okay. So dual houses also agar rahega, plurality, majority of dual houses agar involved रहेंगे, then chances of twin births are there. Like multiple marriages में जो हमने देखा था, dual planets are all the same rule applies here also. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any other question regarding childbirth? Chaliye. Then we'll, one or two examples I have taken up. So I'll stop the share.
I have a small question.
Yeah, tell me.
Actually, in the case of childbirth, when we are analyzing the husband's chart, you have stated that we will analyze 11th cusp because it is the 5th from 7th.
Yeah.
7th is the cusp of the spouse.
Hmm.
But in the case of a child, when we are analyzing child's future after the child is born, we are only going by 5th cusp of the husband also. Why it is so?
No. That we are going by 5th, 7th, 9th. That child is common, that is husband and wife. But the wife is giving birth to the child.
Acha, that way. Okay.
That way. Wife is giving birth to the child. Okay. The husband is not giving birth. So that we have an example. We have examples. Okay. We'll take it up one by one.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So today I am dealing with cases where childbirth has been denied. Okay. 3 or 4 cases where childbirth has been denied. So we'll start. Okay, so now this is, let me see. Okay, this was a horary number. This is, this number was given to me by an astrologer only. He is a friend of mine, and I judged this in 2020. So now another 4 years. So they were married, I think when I judged this, they had been married for 10, 11 years. And so now it'll almost 15 years, still they are not blessed with the child. So the question was, well, when will my wife give birth? Is it visible? Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
When will my wife give birth to a child? 149 was the number. Okay. So this question was asked by the husband. So I have rotated this chart. Okay. By the 7th cusp. So this becomes the chart for the wife. Now rules for childbirth. ये हमने ऊपर लिखा है. 5th cuspal sublord should not be a retrograde planet. Same thing that I was reading out from Krishnamurti ji's reader. 5th cuspal sublord should not be a retrograde planet. 5th cuspal sublord should not be deposited in the star of a retrograde planet. 5th cuspal sublord should signify 2 or 5 or 11. Okay, either of these 3 houses. So here, if any of these 3 conditions is not fulfilled, the person is incapable of childbirth. Here, sublord of the 5th house is Venus, which is retrograde. Hence, condition number 1 is not fulfilled. Okay, when this question was asked, Venus is retrograde. You can see here, Venus, R is written here, okay, in the chart. Venus and then again Venus. So here actually this is sufficient. You can you can give the jawab, your answer, okay, as per the tenets of Krishnamurti. But anyway, just to, make sure, you can go further ahead and say, Venus does not signify 2, 5 or 11. In fact, Venus signifies the denial 4th house and the 8th house. Sublord of Venus is Sun, okay? Sublord of the Sun, sublord, which also does not signify 2, 5, 11. In fact, Sun signifies 4th, the denial house. No issues so far, even after 11 years of marriage. Now it is 15 years of marriage. Okay. So here you can see, this was a horary question, okay, asked by the husband. So I have rotated this by the 7th cusp. It is written here, rotate chart. 7th cusp is highlighted in red. You can see the 5th cusp sublord, which is Venus. Okay. Venus is retrograde, R. And Venus is also not signifying. I have not put the significator table here. I don't know why I didn't put it. But anyway, you can see now. You all can make it. आप लोग खुद भी जज कर सकते हैं वीनस का सिग्निफिकेशंस आप देख लीजिए कैसे जज करते हैं वीनस जी वीनस किसके नक्षत्र में है बताइए आप लोगों को पता होगा
मून सर
हाँ
मून
मून है ना तो और ये मून का ये हाउस खाली है ठीक है तो वीनस सिग्निफाइज द फोर्थ हाउस ठीक है वीनस सिग्निफाइज द फोर्थ हाउस थर्ड हाउस आल्सो हो गया ना और डज इट सिग्निफाई any of the number one it is retrograde so the matter actually ends there itself but just to doubly confirm you can just you can just confirm whether it signifies the second house or the 11th house and then again we talked something regarding the barren houses okay which are the barren houses abhi hum logon ne kya aap logon ne note kiya barren houses
Yes.
Aries, Gemini, Leo, and Virgo.
what is Virgo the fifth cusp
Yes. Yeah, it's falling in a barren
is
sign.
it a barren house
Yes.
Yes.
it is a barren house no so
Correct.
this is there and then I think the second cusp is also in the barren house okay
Yeah.
second cusp is also in the barren house so these things and then I have taken the husband's chart also husband's horary chart because he had only given the number so in the husband's chart we see the 11th cuspal sublord Venus is retrograde Venus does not signify 2 5 11 both directly or through sun it's sublord. So progeny is denied. This is the husband's chart. Same chart rotated here becomes the wife's chart. Always better, however, that before giving an answer, it is best if the question is asked. If they have a horoscope, it is best if you have a look at the wife's natal horoscope, or at least if the question is asked by the wife. But anyway, many husbands, especially conservative husbands, they will not sort of, like the wife to ask the question, or maybe they have something in between them. He doesn't want to let her know that he's consulting an astrologer. But anyway, even if the husband asks, there's another example that I'll show you. A judgment that I had made way back when I had almost started. I was new in astrology. That was another horary question asked by the husband. So here you can see it's one case in front of you. And he is a big astrologer, let me tell you, okay? This man is a big astrologer. He's not a small astrologer. If I tell you how much he charges per question, you will not believe me, okay? So, can you guess how much he charges?
18,000 per hour.
और थोड़ा बढ़ाइए उसको.
25.
It is not in thousands, okay?
Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Sanjay Rath.
I will not take the name, okay?
अच्छा ठीक है.
He charges 6 lakhs per question.
Oh.
My goodness. Oh. Mind-boggling.
And I'll tell
And he
when
asked the
I
question to
stop
you,
the
sir.
recording, then I'll tell you another story. Okay. When I
Okay. Yeah.
नहीं सर आपने फिर फ्री में देख लिया उनका
हाँ
आपने फ्री में देख लिया उनका फिर
उनका बहुत कुछ हमने फ्री में देखा भाई
ये तो गलत बात है
वो जब स्ट्रगल कर रहे थे ना
हाँ,
ये उसी समय की बात है जब उन्होंने ये सवाल मुझसे पूछा था नहीं वो स्ट्रगलिंग मतलब ऐसा होता था कि वो बोलते थे कि आज देखो आज ना मैं ये 1,000 रुपए आ गया आज तो आज मेरा इस महीने का 500 आ गए तो इस महीने की गैस का सिलेंडर आ जाएगा ये उस जमाने के बाद एंड नाउ व्हेन आई predicted for him I told him remedies now he is a big shot he charges 6 lakhs and people are paying him also he charges 6 lakhs per question anyway chaliye
Yeah.
but anyway poor man has still not been blessed with a child
Sarbani.
Venkat tell me
Sir, for denial of progeny, let's say we have the horoscopes of both the wife and the husband, and in the husband's chart it is a straight denial, and in the wife chart there is a promise. So would you tell them that there is a promise for
Yeah,
child?
yeah. That is why I told you it's always advisable, to go judge the wife's chart.
And if it is vice versa, then
Vice versa, then you have to, be careful. Vice versa, you have to check the time and birth time, etc., etc. If it is vice versa.
okay.
Okay. So now this is another case. Will my oh sorry, I think I have opened the oh no, take it. Okay. Will my wife is this the same one that I've opened or different? No,
So different है.
different. ठीक है. Will my wife become a mother? 213 Hori, date of judgment 1/11/1994. Okay. When I was posted at Moradabad, Uttar Pradesh. ये उस टाइम का है, बाद में इसको कंप्यूटर में हमने डाला है. ठीक है, बाद में उसका टाइम वाइम देख करके सब चेक वेक करके मिला ला करके फिर हमने कंप्यूटर में डाला है, जो सब लॉट्स आए थे उससे मिला करके. तो दिस अगेन हाय मंजूर जी, आइए, वेलकम. This again question was asked, by the husband. Okay. And they had been married, I think progeny denied even after more than 30 years of marriage. Okay.
आगे 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 अब आगे चले गए तो जाएं आप.
म्यूट कर लें. हाँ जी. So this question was, asked again by the husband for his wife. They had been married for 30 years. Will my wife become a mother? Number 213. Same thing, I rotated the chart. Saturn, the fifth cuspal sublord, is retrograde, and it is in its own sub also. Okay, fifth cuspal sublord. See Saturn. Okay, Saturn is retrograde, and it is in the fifth cuspal sublord. Saturn does not signify 2, 5, or 11. Saturn does not signify either of these three houses, 2, 5, or 11. Okay, Saturn किस में है? एक तो number 1 यहाँ पे as per Krishnamurti's own rules, the matter ends here. Okay, the matter ends here. But still, just to confirm, you can check, whether you can check whether the fifth cuspal sublord is, it has strong connections with 2, 5, 11. Maybe the rule is not correct, not in place, So 2, 5, 11 Saturn किसके सब में है? ये सॉरी, किसके नक्षत्र में है Saturn? बताइए. अभी तो ये तो टेबल भी आपके सामने है, but still without the table also you can tell me. Now you should, without the table also you should be able to tell me. Okay. So it is in Rahu Nakshatra. Rahu is in the 3rd house. Okay. Saturn is sitting in the 7th house. Okay. And और Saturn क्या करता है? Signify Saturn owns 6th and 7th. Okay. So 6th and 7th में कोई planet बैठा है? Saturn 6th or 7th में बैठा हुआ है. Does Saturn have any connections with the 2nd house? Does Saturn have any connection with the 2nd house or the 11th house? It does not have any connection. Okay, with the 11th house or the 2nd house. And moreover, then again आप barren signs को थोड़ा सा देखेंगे. Barren signs कोई आ रहा है क्या? 11th house barren है? 11th house barren है?
Yes, sir.
2nd house barren है?
Yes.
है ना? So here is another example. Okay, and now we can scroll down. Oh no, sorry. So same thing. This is the question asked by the two matter ends here. Husband's 11th cusp is also Saturn, which is retrograde. Husband's 11th cusp is also Saturn, which is retrograde. And retrograde at the same time not signifying 2, 5 or 11, and barren signs also are coming into play. Of course, always good if they have the natal horoscope, उनको उसको भी check कर लीजिए. But if they don't have the natal horoscope, as I have told you that horary में Krishnamurti पद्धति में horary is pretty accurate.
सर जो हम बैरननेस देखते हैं वो सर ऐसे भी देख सकते हैं कि जैसे कस्पल सबलॉर्ड है.
ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर बैरन साइन से कनेक्शन होना जरूरी है, बट देन इट गिव्स इट lends support to the denial theory. Okay?
नहीं सर, अगर कस्पल सबलॉर्ड अगर मान लीजिए जैसे यहाँ पर सैटर्न एक्वेरियस राशि में है.
हाँ तो ठीक है ना. I am just saying not only the cuspal sublord, even the houses 2, 5 or 11, if they have connections with barren signs, then that lends support to the denial theory. Okay, it is not that you will come across examples आपको ऐसे भी मिलेंगे जहां barren houses play में नहीं आ रहे हैं. barren houses play में नहीं आ रहा है, फिर भी denial है. तो वहां sublord, क्योंकि see, barren houses are only in this half from here to here. Okay, इधर तो नहीं है ना barren houses. तो इधर के अगर houses play में आएंगे, इधर के राशिस play में आएंगी, तो barren houses will not come into play. But there is nothing to suggest that only if barren houses अगर इस significators या cuspal sublord इनसे connected है तभी denial होगा. ऐसा नहीं है. You will come across examples where the cuspal sublord or the significators will fall in these houses, these rashis, or connected with these houses or these rashis. But then invariably you will see in maybe 8 out of 10 cases where there is denial that barren houses do come into play. Okay, barren houses do come into play. आप देखेंगे. Barren houses, ये सब याद रखने की चीजें कहीं नोट कर लीजिएगा. मैं भी कई बार भूल जाता हूं, तो ये सब क्योंकि रोज तो हम यूज नहीं करते हैं, बट इसको यू मेक अ नोट ऑफ दिस. अदरवाइज हर बार नहीं तो फिर आपको किताब खोल के या अगर याद रख सकते हैं या तो बहुत अच्छी बात है ना. कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ हाउसेस जो है ना, ये आपको याद होना चाहिए. जैसे ये फायरी है, ये अर्थी है, ये आपको याद होना चाहिए. ठीक है, फायरी है, अर्थी है. नेचर ऑफ हाउसेस, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स, दे आर वेरी हेल्पफुल. So yeah, this is one more example. Let us अभी देखते हैं, एक और कोई देखते हैं. ओके, ये एक और एग्जांपल है. ये नेटल चार्ट का ही है. देखिए इसमें even after 10 years of marriage, the girl has not been blessed with a child in spite of the willingness and intent. Jupiter Mahadasha ran till 2021. Jupiter Mahadasha ran till 2021, by which time the girl would have completed 34 years of age. It is understandable that Jupiter as the Mahadasha completely blocked progeny, being a strong significator of the first house, and also signified 4th, 7th, and 8th with varying strengths. Mahadasha Lord denies. का एक हमने आप लोगों को पता कि अगर महादशा लॉर्ड, ऑल्दो महादशा लंबी होती है, जैसे जुपिटर की महादशा कितने साल की होती है? जुपिटर की महादशा 16 साल की होती है. ठीक है, तो शादी हुई होगी तो कुछ बची हुई होगी, बट एनीवे जुपिटर महादशा वाज रनिंग व्हेन शी गॉट मैरिड. Okay, and Jupiter Mahadasha ended in here. I have put the table 2021. So what is अब Jupiter के significations देखिए. Jupiter is signifying the first house, Jupiter is signifying the 8th house, Jupiter is signifying 7th, and Jupiter is signifying the 4th house. Okay, Jupiter is also signifying the 4th house. And Jupiter, okay, it is 10 and 10. But anyway, it is signifying the 4th house, and as I told you that day, ये house अगर empty होता है तो फिर owner का signification यहाँ कुछ act करता है. ठीक है, तो 4th house को child giving houses को Jupiter the Mahadasha Lord is not signifying with any strength. It is not supporting progeny, the Mahadasha Lord. Okay, Mahadasha Lord is not supporting progeny. So Jupiter में तो deny हो गया. चलिए ठीक है, being a strong significator, no, none of these support childbirth. However, something very interesting and worth noting is that the sublord of Jupiter is Mars, which is a strong significator of the 2nd house and could have thus helped the Mahadasha Lord Jupiter in giving childbirth during its Antardasha. But this also did not happen. Why? We shall find out. The girl is now running Saturn Mahadasha. The girl is now running Saturn Mahadasha. Saturn signifies 10th, which is unsupportive, but also signifies 2nd strongly. 2nd is a supportive planet. The girl is running Saturn Mercury presently. I think I judged this recently only, this natal horoscope. Mercury is also not very supportive, as it does not signify any of the progenic giving houses 2, 5 or 11. The question, however, arises whether Saturn during its Mahadasha will give childbirth when it is accompanied by a favorable Antardasha, say like Sun. Why are we saying? Because Saturn is signifying the 2nd house. So Saturn during its Mahadasha, with the help of some other, with either significator of 2, 5 or 11, will childbirth take place? That is what we are examining. As per the tenets of KP, for any event to happen, the cuspal sublord of the primary cusp for the event has to allow the event to fructify. Otherwise, the event will not take place at all. Okay. So here, primary cusp for childbirth is the 5th cusp and its cuspal sublord Jupiter, which does not have any connections or significations of the childbirth houses 2, 5 or 11. So therefore, childbirth is denied. Okay. This girl has been, I think, married now for 10 to 11 years. So far, childbirth has not, she has not been blessed with a child in spite of the willingness and the intent. So event denied when at the planetary level, Mars, the sublord of Jupiter, signifies the 2nd house. Only sublord alone will not help. Sublord agar deny kar raha hai, vehemently deny kar raha hai, then it's sublord also, and that also sublord not supporting the primary cusp by being a significator. तो इसीलिए childbirth इसका अभी तक so far denied है. But then एक बार वैदिक से भी हम लोग देख लेंगे इसको before, these are very sensitive matters बताने के पहले. तो ये वैदिक यहाँ पर इनका आ गया. वैदिक में आप लोग को जो मैं फॉलो करता हूँ उसमें, as there is no Mool Trikona house in the 5th house. See, this is the Rashi chart. There is no Mool Trikona Rashi in the 5th house. Venus, the lord of the 2nd house, becomes the prime determinant for progeny. अगर 5th house में मूल त्रिकोणा राशि कोई नहीं है तो 2nd house में अगर है, then the onus for childbirth shifts to the lord of the 2nd house with a मूल त्रिकोणा राशि. So Venus becomes the primary determinant for Venus. Venus is weak on account of old age and combustion. Venus की उम्र 27 point something है. It is in old age and sitting with the, and sun के proximity में है, although different rashis में, but it is combust. So Venus is weak on account of old age and combustion. Jupiter, the Putra Karak. Jupiter जो है natural significant, पुत्र कारक बोलते हैं, has gone to Vedic में जुपिटर का रोल होता है चाइल्ड बर्थ में. नॉट ओनली मेल इश्यूज, चाइल्ड बर्थ में रोल होता है. जुपिटर द पुत्र कारक हैज गॉन टू द 8th हाउस, hence becoming weak by placement, as well as by being in infancy. 4 डिग्री का है जुपिटर. Jupiter has a weak dispositor in Mars, which is both debilitated as well as combust. Jupiter thus becomes strengthless. In the Navamsha, Venus has gone to the 6th house and is aspected by Jupiter. Jupiter becomes a functional malefic planet for the Navamsha and is placed in the 5th house of progeny. Childbirth is almost denied. We don't say denied, but it is actually denied, but we say almost denied. कहीं अगर आप वो लिख करके आपको से मांगेंगे तो you will write childbirth is difficult. Remedial measures have been suggested, so we'll see. So this is a natal chart. Natal chart judged through KP as well as through Horary, both. और अगर आप लोग को और भी रिकन्फर्म करना है तो अगर आप लोग if any of you know numerology अगर आती है आप लोगों को तो आप उससे भी that is also a very strong science, okay sir? Strong skill or science, whatever you want to call it, उससे भी आप कंफर्म कर सकते हैं. खैर उस पर अभी बात हम नहीं करेंगे, बट उससे भी आप अगर कंफर्म कर लेंगे तो you can almost become 100% sure. सो ये केपी की ब्यूटी अब आप लोग देख रहे हैं धीरे धीरे कैसे अनरावल हो रही है. ये अभी हमने इसी महीने, पिछले महीने किया होगा, शायद इसी महीने किया होगा. ये हमारे वाइफ की फ्रेंड है, उनकी बेटी का है. कितने लोग ज्वाइन कर चुके हैं आज? आज तो स्ट्रेंथ कम है ना.
8 लोग सर. 8 persons.
मिस्टर राजीव रंजन, रिमी धर्मेंद्र, जय शर्मा, रमेश सुब्रमण्यम, शुभम गुप्ता, ताहिर मंजूर जी आ गए ना. वेंकट, अदिति इज नॉट देयर.
अदिति मैम नहीं है सर.
हाँ
मैम नहीं.
अदिति तो अब नहीं रहेंगी हमको लगता है. और राकेश रंजन तिवारी भी शायद नहीं है आज. हंसिका भी नहीं है. एनीवे ठीक है, चलिए. एक ये है जहां हमने आरपीएस की हेल्प ली थी फॉर प्रेडिक्टिंग प्रोजेनी. ये आई थिंक दिस वाज फॉर when childbirth is, when conception is likely. I think this was the question. Let me see. Progeny when 17 to 1982 at 8:30 the time of birth है, सिवान बिहार. और ये हमने जज किया था 2007 में. 2007 में जज किया था. ये रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स हमने नोट कर लिए थे. आई टुक द हेल्प ऑफ रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स. आप देखिए, एज एन एस्ट्रोलॉजर आई हैव टोल्ड यू, इनवेरिएबली यू नोट डाउन द रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स. दे माइट कम इन हैंडी. आपको खुद महसूस हो जाएगा रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स की आवश्यकता हमें है कि नहीं है. और यू मे नॉट, कोई जरूरी नहीं है हम हमेशा रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स को यूज करना, लेकिन आप अगर नोट कर लेंगे तो आप देखेंगे हैंडी आ जाता है. अभी क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड बाय द पेरेंट्स ऑफ द गर्ल ऑन 12/3/2007 at 10:05 AM. ओके, ये हमने यहाँ डेट में 12/3 छूट गया है. 12/3/07 10:05 AM का ये रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स हैं. द दशा रनिंग वाज वीनस सन, वो हमने यहाँ पेस्ट नहीं किया है. दशा रनिंग वाज Venus oblique Sun up to 27 to 2008. When was the question asked? 27/12/3/2008. Or Venus oblique Antardasha of Sun was up to 27 to 2008. Sun was not a ruling planet. I have used the ruling planet. Okay. So till this time, no progeny. no progeny promised. Sun was not a ruling planet. I decided to use the ruling planets. Progeny promise is there as Ketu, 5th sublord, cuspal sublord, signifies the 11th house. So promise of progeny is there. Okay, देख लीजिए 5th का sublord कौन है? केतु है. केतु 11th house को signify कर रहा है. So promise of childbirth is there. Okay. Progeny promise is there as Ketu, 5th cuspal sublord, signifies the 11th house. Next dasa after Venus Sun was, next dasa was Venus Moon. हमने क्यों सन को रिजेक्ट किया? क्योंकि हमारे रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स में नहीं आया था. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट दशा वाज वीनस मून. वीनस वी हैव ऑलरेडी सीन एज अ रूलिंग प्लैनेट. ठीक है. एंड a significator of the 11th house. Okay. Next dasa was Venus Moon. Both RPs. Both are RPs. Venus and Moon both are RPs and significators. Okay. You can see Venus and Moon both are RPs. यहाँ देखिए रूलिंग प्लैनेट्स में भी मून है और वीनस है, और मून और वीनस दोनों 11th हाउस को सिग्निफाई भी कर रहे हैं. ठीक है ना. मून इसको भी सिग्निफाई कर रहा है अपने 5th हाउस को, बी ग्रेड जिसको बी लेवल हम बोलते हैं, बट इसका हाउस ऑफ ओनरशिप एम्प्टी है. Next dasa was Venus Moon, both RPs and significators. Venus signifies 11th and Moon 5 and 11 at stellar level, as well as through its sublord Mercury. Participation of second house was missing. अभी हमें 5th और 11th का significators मिल गए. Now, participation of second house is missing. Okay, so we have to look for a dasha where second significator also comes into play. Next was Venus, Moon, Mars from 18/4/2008 up to 23/5/2008. हमने डाला नहीं है यहाँ, but I have noted down. You can do it. I have given the date of birth. आप लोग अपने इसको उसमें डाल करके कर सकते हैं. Place of birth भी शायद हमने दिया हुआ है. नाम खाली हटा लिया है. I have given everything. Everything is there. You can do it in your own computer. Okay. So, okay. So next was Venus, Moon, and Mars from 18/4/2008 up to 23/5/2008. Mars signifies second house. Here, देखिए, Mars is signifying the second house. You can see from the table of significators. Mars signifies second and was an RP also. See, Mars is also an RP. It was predicted that conception could happen in this period. Venus, Moon, Mars, Mercury was falling on 8/5/2008. It was predicted that the conception would be around this date, and warning was given that complications could be there because both Ketu and Mars were appearing as significators. As I had, as we discussed in the write-up में हमने देखा कि which are the planets, if they appear, either as sublords or significators or dasha lords or whatever, if they get involved in progeny, तो खतरा हो सकता है. एक तो केतु. Once Ketu appears, so Ketu is known as the planet of miseries and also the abortive planet. In the with the vis-a-vis progeny, it is also known as the abortive planet. So Ketu जब भी appear करेगा, you have to warn the girl or the parents or the husband, जिसको भी, कि be careful. Okay. So ये childbirth का prediction हमने इसमें जो दिया था, this period that I told them, Venus, Moon, Mars, Mercury, इसी में conception हुआ था. Prediction of both the date as well as the complications proved correct. There were some complications with the delivery, but both the predictions proved correct. And here this is a classic example of, how I use the ruling planets for selection of the significators to make a prediction. Any questions here? I think pretty अभी तो straightforward and simple है. This is how you make a prediction for any event. कैसे दशा महादशा अंतरदशा लॉर्ड को उठा करके either with the help of ruling planets or even without the help of ruling planets you can आप कर सकते हैं predict. If you don't need the ruling planets, well and good. If there are you know a number of significators, then ruling planets come in very handy. So this is how I did this prediction of timing of event. अभी कौन सा बचता है? Oh no, sorry, not this. नहीं, ये तो वो है That's all that I have for today. इसमें अगर आप लोग कोई सवाल है तो बताएं. जिन्होंने लेट ज्वाइन किया था राइटअप पढ़ लीजिएगा. इसमें कोई कॉम्प्लिकेशंस नहीं है. pretty straightforward class and pretty straightforward rules and pretty straightforward examples also that I have picked up and explained. बताइए. All clear? सारा कुछ साफ है या अभी कुछ रह जाता है?
सर इसके राइटअप्स और ये एग्जांपल्स जो आपने किए हैं वो भेज
हाँ,
दिए.
वो भेज दूंगा.
अभी जो एग्जांपल्स दिए हैं वो भी
सारे
क्लियर ज्यादा अच्छे से कर लेंगे.
सारे जाएंगे. वैसे राइटअप्स जो इस स्क्रीन के ऊपर आप देखते हो यही आ जाते हैं आपके पास.
वो सब एग्जांपल्स है ना जो वो वाली.
हाँ, ये एग्जाम्पल्स ही जाते हैं राइटअप्स में आपके पास. ये तो भेजूंगा मैं. वो जो राइटअप जिसको हम बोलते हैं वही वॉट एवर इज अपियरिंग ऑन द स्क्रीन मैं वही भेजता हूँ. और इसके अलावा और कुछ नहीं होता है. तो इसको मैं रिकॉर्डिंग को स्टॉप कर दूं. मैं वो कहानी बता रहा था रिगार्डिंग. मैं पहले